Guys, Kelly's down.
Hello there, guys. It's Squawk here, making a BTS for the Boba Fett stealth mission stop mission. As you can tell in the background, I have the time lapse of me animating the final few scenes. It's low quality because I had trouble exporting it with my phone. Anyways, let's get into the video. So before I go behind the scenes on how I made it, I'm gonna answer a few questions I thought some of the audience might have. So one of the questions is, why did all of a sudden the background just move back to where the slave one was? One was I realized I had the room for it, and two was I needed a place for the slave one where he was going to fly to at the end. So I just moved the background back one base plate and put the slave one there and had him fly there. Yeah. Another question you might have is, why does the phone I'm shooting with look like that? It's not actually my phone, it's my mom's phone. She let me borrow it for higher camera quality when I was animating the stop motion, and so I use it for all of my stop missions. And in the back, the reason why I'm not touching the phone very much is because I have a remote camera thing that allows me to take a picture without touching the phone. I use my iPad to, press the take picture button, but the phone actually takes the picture, so it's really cool. Last but not least, probably the last question you might have is, why does Boba Fett become his old version? So I thought this would be a really cool thing to do, where he spins around, turns into his old version, sends a rocket through his blaster from the complete series, and then he flies away back his normal self. I thought that'd be a really cool thing to do. So I bought the classic figure, which is a figure I've wanted for a long time, so it was a just good excuse to get the figure in general. And I shot that scene. It was really cool to make. On to some of the actual behind-the-scenes things. So I built this set as a kind of budget, broken down rebel outpost that they were hiding at, and basically that was what it's supposed to serve as. Maybe it was an old clone base since it's all white and has the blue there, so maybe a 501st base. That'd be cool to imagine. And yeah, it's really base. At the time, I didn't have that good of set design because I didn't have that many pieces. I just ordered a large bulk of pieces for upcoming stop motions, so hopefully that upgrades the quality. But yeah, that's the background. Some of the other things would be maybe the fact that I got the Slave 1 for Christmas, and I originally didn't intend to have it in the stop motion, but then when I got it for Christmas, I was like, okay, what if I just put this at the end and he flies away? So I did that, and at the end it took me 3 takes, as you just saw, to actually film him flying away. It took me a little while to get it down, but once I did, I think I was pretty proud of the final product. So yeah. At the end of the stop motion, it gives credit to how long it took me to make, and that was true. I started working on it around December 12th, I think, and then I finished it on January 9th of 2020, or 2021, my bad. And it's probably one of my favorite stop motions I've made. I'm really proud of how it turned out and just everything. The only thing I wish was a little better was I wish I did the slow-mo where Boba Fett's turning around as his classic version a little better, but other than that, I'm really proud of the whole thing. The visual effects, the when he's flying away and the explosion happens and then it falls on the guy, I'm really proud of how I timed that explosion. And just everything, I think, is really good, and I'm really proud of the outcome. This also started a 2-part series where I think many of you actually, if you're watching this video, you might have missed the end credits scene, because I know a lot of people might have clicked off when the credits started. But there was an end credits scene where Vader walks up and he ignites his lightsaber, and basically he says he wants to duel Boba Fett, and Boba Fett had already flown away. So that leads into the next stop motion, Darth Vader versus Boba Fett, coming soon, where they basically where Boba Fett flies back and they have a duel. I have started working on it, but I am not too far in. But yeah, that should be coming soon. Last thing is, a question I see being asked in a lot of my comments is the editing apps I use for my stop motions, or how I make the lightsaber or blaster effects. And I use a lot of apps actually. For the blaster / lightsaber, I use this app called Saber Movie FX. It costs $10, and you have to go frame by frame to add the lightsabers. But as you can see in some of my videos, the final product ends up looking really good, especially since you have full control over where the lightsaber's moving, since you're going frame by frame. And the other editing apps I use iMovie to add like any sound effects I get from YouTube, and just to overall like edit it and add like little cuts or transitions or something like that. Like iMovie's kind of like the baseline, and then I go on to other apps like Video Shop. I use Splice for a lot of sound effects. I use Video Shop, like I said, for text, or some text, like a lot of the thumbnails. I use text from Video Shop, and I get visual effects, like that explosion effect in the video is from Video Shop. I use Gun Movie FX, so made by the same company as the Saber Movie FX thing, but for like for the jetpack, for smoke, for I guess gunshots. It also costs the same as Saber Movie, but again, I find it to be really good. The only problem I have this one is I find it to be a little worse than Saber Movie, because you're only adding a gunshot, and plus it has in-app purchases for an already $10 app, which I think is a little much. But those are the general editing apps I use. I also use Stop Motion Studio Pro, I guess, to primarily animate it. I run at 15 frames per second. So for those of you that were curious about that, yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this behind the scenes video. I hope you enjoyed. Hope it answered some questions, and I'll see you later. Bye.